Oh, dear God, we need to make that shorter. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to shit.
Yeah, we're off track. Imagine that.
Wow. Yay, we're starting it off track. Good evening,
Welcome
everybody.
to the circus, otherwise known as Off Track Syndicate.
Thank you. Oh, okay. So we're going to start the show tonight with a little bit different thing. We, as a Mojo group, have lost a very good friend who fought a very, very, very long and excruciating battle with cancer. Our buddy Danny, Pink Floyd, everybody, Reverend Rachel Profiling. He, I believe, was banned from Twitter every time you could possibly get banned from Twitter. He was a jackhole from the very, very beginning. He was the angriest happy dude I think I ever interacted with. He's going to be missed. He was an interesting character. He's probably the most stabbed by a woman person I've ever known. Like literally stabbed by a woman. What was that?
Did that on Twitter.
Right. Yep. And that was on Twitter. I looked up, he was also, and I didn't know this, he was actually the bartender in the B-52's song Love Shack in the video. And I didn't know that. I just learned that recently. I downloaded the video. I tried playing it, but he was there so short. He was not, I was not able to actually see him fast enough to take a screenshot of him. But he was probably the most interesting character I've ever interacted with ever. And he's going to be missed. He was Danny, 100% Danny. He had zero give a fucks in him.
Timmy the pilot wrote in chat that he was also a veteran, so
And that's true. Yep.
thank you for your service.
Kathy,
Hey, by the way, Timmy, I think I got an idea where you might be able to get you a glider for very, very, very cheap now. I think.
Nope. Kinsey.
I mean, I don't know the background, but Kathy in the Berg said he asked to be stabbed. Is that true? Did Danny ask to be stabbed? I forget who stabbed him. I remember that whole thing on Twitter.
Right?
So Dan, I don't know if he was like, "Hey, could you stab me?" But yes, he was definitely a person that
Would have told you to.
could probably, yeah. He would probably go, "Why don't you just shut up and stab me?" And they probably would have.
All right.
Because that's who Danny was. My wife, she tells everybody that the reason she's with me is I'm the only person
who never choked me.
I was the first man who never choked her
Running my mouth.
for running her mouth.
Jeez.
So she does have a mouth like a shotgun, but I love her.
I used to say that about my husband, that he was I married him because he was the only person who wouldn't put up with my shit. you would be like, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And I was like, what? Oh, that's attractive. Like,
She
I'm
was like, wait,
sorry.
what? Like,
Like, hold on. This is
so
jealousy.
has anybody seen the show Yellowstone, the series Yellowstone?
I didn't
I
I
saw the
didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I know it's huge, but I did not.
I saw the
And it
first
is
few episodes, and I just could not get into it. So I mean,
I have it in my queue to watch, and I haven't tried it yet.
it is a very good show, but the main character in it's Kevin Costner, according to like Yellowstone and the viewers and everything like that. And I disagree because I believe that the main characters in it are actually Beth and Rip, who are the couple that are together. And Beth she is no holds barred, says what she means, will fight a bitch in a bar, everything. And Rip is exactly what you were saying, where he's like, no. So one of his lines is cut the crazy, Beth.
Oh my god. I have heard that in no joke, I've heard, although it was put the crazy in the box.
Yep, that's it. With the crazy in the box. Yep.
Put the crazy in the box.
And so the show is not going to continue because of Kevin Costner. But if they do not make an offshoot of that series Yellowstone with Beth and Rip, they're losing money because she's fantastic and he's fantastic, because it's a dynamic that's exactly what you were talking about. Like she is literally so they're at a bar one night and she's out on the dance floor dancing and he's just at the bar having a drink, and this chick comes up to him and starts hitting on him, and she's like, well, where's your wife? And he's like, she's over there dancing and everything. And he's like, where's your husband? And she's like, well, he's back and whatever. And she's like, well, I kind of want you. And he's like, well, that's my wife. This is not a good thing. And so the girl goes over to tell Beth that, yeah, she's going to take her man. Like the next scene is Beth's getting handcuffed. The woman's suing her because like her face is shattered. And everything.
Not intentionally. I guess I have.
at least she knows what she wants, right?
I guess
Right.
I
Like,
have.
yep. And like we talk about it like my wife is not jealous. My wife is very territorial. So there's a difference, she understands that whatever, girls are going to look or whatever. She laughs at me because I'm inept. We're talking, I got her Bluetooth or whatever, and I'm checking out at like one of my locations that I'm at. And she's in my ear going, that girl's totally flirting with you. I'm like, no, she's not. She's like, is she touching her hair? Like, yeah, she's touching her hair. She's like, yeah, she's flirting with you, dumbass. So I don't get it, but I guess there's rules.
I guess there's rules.
I guess there's rules, and I don't get them. So today is Star Trek Day, which is why I'm wearing the Captain Kirk shirt. That's how
I
it
actually
rolls.
served a couple of months under Captain Kirk while I was on the Enterprise.
Okay, so what? God, what happens on Star Trek Day? Are there like marathons, like Star Trek marathons, or are there celebrations? Is there a parade or something?
I'm sure there's celebration somewhere. I'm sure there's cosplay geek groups catching up or whatever.
Oh my god.
So when I was
does William Shatner celebrate Star Trek Day? Like, is he out and about? What? I just want to know.
No, he's busy. He's busy because he started out his new business peddling a line of lingerie.
Hold on.
Yeah, it's not going to go well for him though.
Full stop. William Shatner has lingerie for women.
It's not going to
for
sell.
women. Yeah, it's called Shatner panties.
Oh my God. Oh
I
my God.
totally walked into that because I'm sorry, if you can't picture William Shatner selling women's lingerie, there's something wrong with you because I can totally
I
picture that. That is extremely believable.
I could probably picture William Shatner wearing women's lingerie. Now it'll make me sick, but I could see it happening considering.
It would not surprise me if William Shatner had a front row seat at the now back in play Victoria's Angel fashion show. Like that would not surprise me at all.
So the wife and I, we get in an argument all the time about it because she grew up with Next Gen. We've got like 7 years between us. So I grew up watching in fact, I grew up and we were poor. So I grew up watching Star Trek on like a 13-inch black and white TV that you had to have the antenna adjusted just right and everything. So one year my aunt and uncle, they upgraded their TV. So they gave us their old color TV, which was one of the big console TVs, that weighed a metric ton and, get it in the house. But I didn't even know that Star Trek was color. That's how it was for me growing up. And I grew up watching like the old reruns, the series or whatever. In fact, you were talking about, was there a marathon? So when I was in, I think 11th grade, I spent the night at my friend Steven's house because there was a Star Trek marathon. It was 24 hours. It started at like 10 o'clock on a Friday night and then ran for 24 hours. And we bought a 6-pack of Jolt Cola and like a bunch of chips and stuff like that. And yeah, drank Jolt Cola and he was bored out of his gourd because he was not a Star Trek guy. But I was like wide awake watching it, Jolt Cola, like, this is just so much fun, isn't it, Steven? And he's out like a light.
Oh my gosh. Jolt Cola. Good Lord.
I know, I forgot about Jolt.
Right? Remember that? It was horrible. My dad's like, you're gonna get a heart attack from that. I mean,
at least that was back when advertising was truthful.
Correct.
That was also back in the day whenever I was the remote control.
Yes, this is true also. Yep.
Wait, what do you mean?
Most people didn't have a remote control for the television. It was the two-legged remote control saying, hey, change it. It's just this channel.
I think I just missed out on that because I wasn't like the brothers. I don't remember ever having to do that.
No, we definitely did. In fact, where we lived in Florida, my father actually had the antenna with a wire, with a coat hanger off of the antenna, and then a wire off of the coat hanger that went outside over the screen and outside. Like, I don't know how we didn't die with the thunderstorms and stuff like that came through.
Screen.
It was.
That's what I was gonna say. Can't imagine that wasn't like a light screaming for a lightning bolt.
Right. Like I don't know how we weren't a conduit for
that wouldn't have worked for us. That wouldn't have worked for us. We had the 25-foot tall TV tower that had the antenna all the way at the top of that. And you have an external antenna on the outside of the house, and if you live in a rural enough area, you actually have a little tower to climb up that you put the antenna at the top of it high enough to get over top of the hills and the trees and everybody else's house so that you would have signal between you and the broadcast station.
Like yourself? Like you have to climb up there and put the antenna up there?
whenever you install it and you point it a certain direction where you get the majority of the channels, because either you got to turn it yourself if you want to change stations, or you spend enough money to actually have a motor up there that will turn it for you.
And
And if
and
you buy one of those, it lasts about a year.
Jessica's family had one of those. It was actually, it was like a turn
Jessica.
knob that you could.
He's
you
like
could
Jessica's
turn it.
family had one of those.
Right. I was like, you're so lucky. I mean, they did anyway. I mean, they had like AOL before anybody, and that was like back in the day, I was working at where I work now, working back in the shop, and I was telling the guy that I worked with, that we don't have internet. We have computers and stuff like that. And my first computer was given to me actually by my brother and his wife. They had upgraded, so they gave me their computer, which was a Windows 3.1 computer.
Wow.
This is how old this is, and then I would wind up picking up computers on the side of the road that people threw out and learned how to fix them. And then that's how we had like an upgraded computer or like Windows 95 and stuff like that. And then he was telling me that you could get, at that time, it was Net Zero. So it was a CD that was at like Walmart, and it was ad supported internet. So you would get internet, but it would like log on, and then it would just be streaming ads the entire time you were on. And we were so excited because we could get internet, in our little dark apartment with our first kid. We're like, woohoo, we can get internet. And then Napster came out.
Napster.
It was cool.
Mindful.
Because we could get all the music. Go ahead.
As far as having it ourselves, we didn't have a computer whenever I was growing up over in our house. So the closest thing I had to a computer at the time, whenever I was a kid, well,
Speak and spell.
but speak and spell right there. But no, whenever I was young, I got from I can't remember if it was a pawn shop or a thrift store, which of course that's how we always were growing up. I got an Atari 400 console, and this is one of these big, thick things, and the keys on the keyboard, they're not the spring-loaded keys. It's like a flat plastic keyboard with each key outlined with the ridge of plastic. And you ever take apart an Atari joystick and you see the little metal contacts? Those little metal contacts was basically what each of the keyboard keys were.
I mean, surprisingly, Kinsey, no, I've never disassembled an Atari joystick. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no. I kind of,
Kinsey,
but
that's
how high tech. Yeah, I was asking him. I didn't figure you would have, Eric.
Imagine if I was like, yes, I have.
So
this thing came with two cartridges. One was the video game Galaga, and the other was basic programming.
Love me some Galaga. Love me
our first computer was a Commodore 64, and the comic strip BC that was in the Sunday papers.
Yeah.
There was actually a game for the Commodore 64 that was 5 1/4 inch floppy disk back when they were floppy disks, and you load it into it. And it was a game that we played. It was BC. It was probably the first video game that I ever played.
What was it, like a year or so before you got introduced to the Oregon Trail?
No, it was years before Oregon Trail came out. I mean,
Oregon Trail was on Apple there. We had the green monitor. Go ahead.
Yep, where everybody died of dysentery.
My favorite game from, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, my favorite game from Commodore 64 was Castle Wolfenstein. First of all, they were little stick figures. I recently purchased a Castle Wolfenstein. I say recently, in the last couple of years, and it was so different because it was little stick figures. And I got to be honest with you, that was our first computer as well. I still have the box to the Commodore 64. I used it as a child for a memory box. I still have it as a memory box to this day. It says Commodore 64. It's so cool. Every time I look at it, I'm like, that's pretty bad.
That's awesome.
I still got that same Atari 400 console that I was talking about.
Why?
I still have mine too.
Because it was old when I got it. And I mean, if you can keep something that old and if it still works, it's a collector's item.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
I got 4 Atari 2600 consoles.
Atari is actually coming out with a new console. Atari that I thought was out actually has a new gaming console that's coming out.
So
You know,
now, Kinsey, those collector's items aren't worth a shit because they're going to have a new one.
No, it's still good
No,
because they're still
something.
old. Right. Yeah. They're worth
Yeah.
something.
But, okay, so stop. Hold on. Are you going to sell them? Is that so? They're collector's items that you're going to sell? Or are you trying to tell me that your
Well,
great
I
grandkids
right
are
now
going to have
I
some
hold
half
on
a
to
fortune over an Atari 400 console? Because I don't see
I'm
that.
going to be holding on to them because of the nostalgia, and I keep them working. That is something to actually show the great grandkids. This was what it was like whenever I was young. I didn't have all of this computer extra animated graphics and everything to where it looks almost like real life, but it's fake. This is what we had. This was what they called a tank when they put it on the picture for combat, and we liked it.
Right. Yep. It was a box. Yep.
Still have my Atari as well, and all the games and all the controllers.
Okay, I won't. I'll stop. Here.
I have
Yeah,
a
she
nephew
don't want to
that
make fun
collects
of you,
systems.
SoCal.
No,
And
I
my-
do.
my
I
kid
mean, okay, I won't stop just because it's SoCal. It's fine. Your grandkids aren't going to give a shit about that, Kinsey. They're going to be, as soon as that's over, first of all, they're going to be like, Mom, do we have to go visit Grandpa Kinsey? He's going to make us talk about that box tank thing again. And he just goes on and on and on forever about his old games and his stupid consoles.
I got
Except
to say, there is an appreciation in the modern days because I have a nephew that collects way back. He loves his retro games, and my kid is the same exact way. They have the original Nintendos. They play them. There are people who have appreciation for the past and how it's brought it to the present. There is that appreciation around, believe it or not.
Yep. And every Christmas they come out with the Atari, like, so it's basically the joystick. Like we grew up with the Atari joystick, but it has like
You just plug it into the TV, right? And it has all the
games on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, we have those too. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, listen, I love that my nephew and my child appreciate that because there's too many people who don't. They always want the greatest and the latest. Well, if you go back and you realize where these all came from, you can appreciate the history of it and how far it has
Yep.
come. And when you look at the new graphics, you're like, wow, just. But I wouldn't want to go visit Grands either. It's just saying. I mean, maybe I'll see you, Kinsey.
Yep. Like so we have an old Edison that I picked up, which is like a Victrola with the old fashioned records or whatever. That's a wind up record player. And it's amazing. I mean, the technology then before radio waves came out. So you would go to a party and that's what it was. It was that record playing on that, you know, and the volume control was actually like slats that would open and close so you could adjust the volume. The technology then was able to produce something that would you could play music in your own house, you know, concerts and stuff like that on these records before radio was even invented, you know. And then Bing Crosby, he came along, so I have like a ton of his old fashioned records or whatever. but he was a huge proponent of audio tapes. He worked with a German company that had just was working on technology for audio tapes and stuff like that. And like, it's fascinating to watch how we went from this to this to this to this, and even with video games. And I know that it seems like, well, you know, I don't want to go to Grandpa Kinsey's house and play his arcade, play his stupid tank games or whatever. But it's amazing how things come back around again. Like the 80s clothes are coming right back around again now. You know, in the 80s when we were growing up, the 60s clothes started coming back around again. Like it just loops and it loops and it loops.
Okay,
Well, all depending, because vinyl records have somewhat come back again too, for as far
to look
as
at chat,
you
because
know.
Rusty is feeling like we are not. Oh, God,
Yes.
you guys didn't hear me again. I keep cutting out.
He's feeling like
It's
we're not
your
what?
fault. It's Spectrum.
We're not. Yeah, we're not paying attention enough to chat, because people in the chat are asking where Rusty is, and he said, "Well, I can't talk about it." And Kathy said, "Well, can Erica, Jen, Kinsey, or Kirk stay?" And Rusty's like, "It's just a little restraining order thing." And so, so hello to all the people in the chat, Kathy and Timmy the pilot, and I'll let you guys go. Kirk's tasty Jill hole. We love her.
I think
She's got a tasty Jill hole.
if any details on that, I think Kirk's the one that's got the details on that, right? Because I don't think I was allowed to talk about it.
Yeah,
I'm
chat.
the one with the restraining order, because he knows if I don't have a restraining order, I'm gonna just be like, here's what is happening.
So
Facts.
So my wife just handed me a note that says, "Chat exists. We've all been mocking you for 10 minutes." So thank you for all of us, everybody that was mocking us.
Rusty's in there talking about how he took the night off. He better
And
pipe down.
Rusty, so I looked up online. I was trying to figure out how to remove rusty lug nuts, actually. And on the for the show, and it gave me a list of things, because I was like, I just need to remove rusty lug nuts, you know, for a night. And one of them is to apply heat. So use a heat gun or a propane torch to heat the lug nut for a minute. Yep. And the heat will help break the rusty lug nut loose. He doesn't have any plastic parts, so, you know.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about that.
That wasn't a concern. It did say to apply penetrating oil, which you definitely want to apply penetrating oil when you're discussing rusty.
I don't want to penetrate rusty lug nuts.
You have to, though. Otherwise, there's no way you're not going to get through it. You absolutely have to.
Yep, you're not going to remove it if you're not penetrating it. And you wipe off any excess beforehand. You can use a breaker bar.
That might hurt, though.
We didn't need to use the breaker bar, so that was okay. You can use an impact wrench, maybe. I don't know.
Well, he does have an impact wrench.
She does hit him a few times. Yep. You can use an extractor set.
Extractor set.
Is that anything like an erector set?
No, it is actually not anything like an erector set.
Okay.
And it does say to wear gloves and eye protection. And around Rusty, you definitely want to wear gloves and eye protection.
Yeah, I never thought about the eye protection, but for sure I wouldn't go near him without gloves. I mean,
you got to start. There's so much stuff you probably would have to clean off of them from the beginning, you know, because I mean,
I feel like you should just go in with a full hazmat suit to start, right? And then, you know, penetrate the whatever you said with
the and it says
to oil with the oil.
To rotate rusty lug nuts at least once a year.
Rotate them once.
Wait a moment. Is that one session or one rotation?
I don't know if it's birthday or anniversary, but make sure you're
Right.
rotating, Rusty.
Is it righty tighty, lefty loosey, or like are we,
I
clockwise,
think tight was
counterclockwise?
probably gone. I think tight was probably done a long time ago.
Well, it's rusty now, so you can loosen it up. That's the whole
And
point.
Wombat Mommy definitely says to lube it up before you do the deep penetration. And
Yeah,
Timmy says
Timmy
use a
says-
nut buster.
a nut
Use
buster.
it.
Yeah, for sure.
Timmy would know all about nut busters.
Well, he did. Probably
just-
not anymore.
That's why he's got to
Real
carry his
quickly, I
balls
wanna-
in his shopping cart for a squirrel.
Timmy can probably redefine the term busting a nut on the coffee table.
No, he actually can't redefine that term because I'm not so sure he can bust a nut.
And the lug nut, it's probably a righty tighty
No.
lefty Judy.
Wrong, Erica. He probably busts his nut on the coffee table the same way he does his little toe.
Probably at that age, sure.
I just have to say, I have there's a weird weather phenomenon going on right now around me, and
Do-do-do-do.
my internet. You guys are chopping up a lot. So it's funny because you come in and all of a sudden I hear penetration, then I hear something about nuts, and then so if you, those of you in the audience, if you're seeing my face, and the reason I'm making funny faces is because I'm coming back and just hearing these like really odd things because I'm missing so much in between that it's kind of nonsensical, but I'm just going, what are they talking about? Penetrating what? Penetrating nuts? What is happening? Just letting you know what my faces
And
are about.
that makes it better for us. Maybe not you, but us.
Exactly.
Timmy, wow, you people are
So,
messed
I'm
up. Yes.
I mean,
I'm just going to explain real quickly what's going on here, if you don't mind.
Sure.
go.
Can
Thank you for that.
So apparently we have fires. Did you guys hear you? Probably. Anyway, the fires out here, we have a fire that is so bad. It is so bad. It's created its own weather. So I'm sitting here, it's boiling. I'm boiling because we're in a very bad heat. And all of a sudden, I'm seeing cloud coverage and I can smell rain. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I go outside, there's thunder. And right when I'm saying, what the hell is going on? An article comes up and says that this fire has created its own climate where it's created mixed with smoke and lightning. And they're worried that the lightning is going to start other fires. The wind is coming in pretty severe because they have it under zero containment. And there's like over 35,000 structures that are
SoCal.
it's heading towards them. Yeah. You didn't
Are
get
you
any of
are you
that?
telling me? Are you telling me that fire is so bad that now you are experiencing climate change from that fire?
We're experiencing it right now. Not climate change in the world, literally cloud coverage, but it smells like smoke. And there's lightning that's orange versus it's white or yellow. The wind just came whipping through. You guys are laughing at me. Am I doing something
I'm not laughing. No one's laughing.
We're not laughing.
wrong? I must be missing
No
something.
one's
But anyway,
laughing.
no. Then on my phone, I got a besides that article, I got a severe thunderstorm warning, and it shows the area and my family. You can see we're like right in the middle of it. It's so weird though. It's so weird. Anyway, we're experiencing I'm having internet problems because ever since then I have. But yeah, this article literally says, and I'll give you the technical. You would appreciate this. It says, well, that first of all, the headline is Southern California wildfire is so fierce it's creating its own weather. That's the headline. and they're saying that it's really bad. 600 firefighters, they're having a hard time getting the planes in because the smoke is so bad. We're in a state of emergency. A lot of people are evacuated. Anyway, it's so strong that it has created its own mini weather system with thunderstorm-like clouds made from smoke and lightning strikes. And it says these storms are called, this is for you, Timmy the pilot, and I'm going to screw it up so you can all tell me I nailed it, pyrocumulus storms.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thank you. While they can bring rain, winds can cause the fire to spread and spark a new fire. And some people actually took pictures of how throughout the day it started. It's just really a trip. It's a trip. So anyway, that's probably why I'm going in and out, and I had to move locations. I usually sit outside. I cannot because, well, it's just weird out here. Anyway, that's the news from Southern California. Please go on. Back to you.
And please, everybody, get Spectrum Internet if you're in California, because
yes, they're the fucking best. The best.
It's amazing. I'm jealous of it.
You should
for
be.
sure.
Should be.
Well, I mean, okay, since SoCal's on the serious note, can I throw in for opinion what the F, I guess, would be my actual comment? I need perspective on this. It's sort of a serious story, I guess. But did you guys hear about that runner? She was an Olympic runner from Uganda. I can't pronounce her name. Her first name's Rebecca. I can't say her last name. I'm not even going to try. Okay, but she's Ugandan. She just ran in the Olympics. She placed, I can't even remember. That's not the point. The point is her boyfriend burned her alive.
What?
Wow.
Like recently. Yes. She was just in the
She was
Olympics.
hot.
And they're what'd you say? She was hot. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yes, that is
Wow.
what he just said.
Wow.
Mhm.
So she competed in the women's marathon, all right, just in Paris, right? She was severely burned in a gasoline attack and she died on Thursday. She was 33 years old. She's died in the ICU. The guy she was in a relationship with burned her, and this is apparently some sort of epidemic that's going on in Uganda. What is happening? This is insane.
Oh
Are
my
you
God.
they're just burning women over there. How come did you guys have not heard about this? I didn't hear about it either. I was sort of
I haven't heard
expecting
about it.
maybe someone was like, yeah, you didn't hear about that? That's kind of a thing.
Okay, note
No?
to self: if you go to Uganda, don't get a boyfriend and don't piss off the boyfriend.
Or like
stop.
apparently don't go there, right?
Well, that's
There's a
what I
bunch
said.
of
Don't
women's
go there.
rights campaigns who say they've been trying to raise the alarm about a disturbing upsurge in the killings of women in Kenya and other African nations. 500 women in Kenya have been victims of femicide. Femicide, really?
Oh,
I mean, I'm making fun of the name, but 500 women.
500.
Right.
Yeah, from 2016 to 2023. That's a lot.
That is a
They
lot.
Yeah, they apparently quarreled over an unknown issue, but oh my God, what kind of unknown issue caused you to pour gasoline on somebody and light them on fire?
Right. It's an unknown issue. It's assholes.
Right?
It's out of control crime. It's
Right? I mean, there's rumors of maybe it was a property dispute. You know that I have no idea. I just can't even
Well, I
imagine. I
mean,
read this like,
how
holy cow!
how routine is something like that in Uganda? 'Cause, I mean,
Apparently,
some cultures
it's quite
is still,
routine.
yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what
depending
I'm
on where
saying.
you're at, that's right along in line with throwing people off the top of buildings and other things.
I mean, what about wasn't there another one? That Muti Mutua guy that was Kenyan born was strangled when he returned to Kenya
Jeez.
after competing.
What the
I
hell?
know that there was another Olympic guy that killed his girlfriend. He was like, I think
Yeah,
it was
Agnes Tirop was a Kenyan runner who set the world record and was stabbed to death in her home, and her husband was charged with the murder. Then you had the Kenyan-born athlete who competed for Bahrain that was found strangled. I mean, what the heck's going on down there? Okay,
I
so
don't know,
no one's
but
apparently some sort of
we'll take-
femicide. I thought that was crazy. How is that not kind of like I don't know. I feel like if one of our Olympians was lit on fire, wouldn't we know about it?
well,
It
I
ra-
think that's going to take tourism in Africa. Just saying, it's
I mean, nobody goes
a
to Africa for
possibility
tourism.
it's going down.
I was just gonna say, I'm like, in my list of places on my bucket list, I'm not like, Africa. I think
Yeah,
Africa
the Congo sounds like something I really want to make sure I do before I die.
sounds
No,
fantastic.
Well,
You
listen,
don't want to
you
do an
don't
African
now.
safari?
You don't know. That's for sure.
I mean,
I don't.
no, no, but
I
for
don't know.
just for like world perspective, you would think that would raise some type of alarm.
Right.
There's
No.
one old man that had a philosophy. He decides to pick where he's going to go on vacation at based on which place it was that suffered the most recent terrorist attack. Because now your travel is going to be cheap because nobody's going to be on their way over there. Your prices drop. And by the time that you're over there, you get great tours because the groups are so small. If there's anybody else in your group at all, it's almost like you get more personal service. And I mean,
So where are you
but
going?
with the
You're going.
reaction,
Okay, so
he's
hold on a second.
yeah,
Let
with
me
the
just
reaction
wait.
and everything,
Stop.
he says security is top notch because at that
Oh,
point they're on
sure.
high alert.
Yeah, okay, sure. You could go to for $5, you're going to Afghanistan, Iraq. Like, what do
Right.
you mean the last terrorist attack? Like you're hanging out, you're going nowhere. So for $5 you can go to the freaking desert in the Middle East.
Well, no,
That's
I mean that includes like some of the European countries and stuff too.
well, maybe, but
I mean, if
nobody's
they if
there's not a whole lot of terrorist attacks going on in Curacao, right? Like or the Mediterranean. That's kind of, if I gotta
no,
go
there are
somewhere
in the
cheap.
Mediterranean. As a matter of fact, you got a whole you got a vast increase of Middle Eastern population going into Europe in a lot of places. It's a problem over there.
New Hampshire? They're
New
saying
Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
I mean, great. So I'm going to what's that place in Georgia that just got shot up? Is that where for $5 you could fly there? Get
Right.
really cheap hotel.
It's like cheap. And the other place you were talking about. Yeah, if you smell gasoline though, get the fuck away. Like run.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
In,
I mean, he
in
was
Uganda,
bragging
it's
about
in
having.
Uganda, it's
Yeah.
free. They just, they warn you of certain smells to look out for. Just beware if your traveling partner douses you with gasoline.
I mean, evidently you're
See if
safe
he
if you're a
checks his-
dude, but
Right?
If he's checking his shoes for fuses,
Yeah.
beware.
Checking shoes. Okay, that's my depressing news for the day.
Yeah,
Unless you
thanks
want to
for
talk
that,
about the
Erica.
fact that the dye in Doritos has apparently been found to make mice transparent. Do you want to talk about that?
transparent, like you can see through them.
Apparently so. I would say, listen, if you're a Doritos fan, you might want to ease up on the Doritos because apparently studies have shown, or a study has shown, that the dye in Doritos has been making mice transparent.
And again, like you can see through their skin, or you understand what they're trying to say. Like they're
Okay, there's another example. I heard the
I
dye
didn't
in
even
That's
go
what
Doritos.
I
there
was
because
wondering.
like they're saying thank you,
My
but you
kid-
understand that the thank you's really like no, fuck off. Like it's that
Yeah.
transparent.
Yes. I understand, but I just kind of assumed you would understand it was physical and not metaphysical because mice can't talk. But okay.
They squeak to each other.
The orange hue renders mouse skin almost completely see-through in reversible, potentially non-toxic research method that could transform medical and scientific imaging. Because of a counterintuitive fundamental physics principle, tartrazine, also known as yellow 5, can temporarily turn biological tissue transparent to the naked eye. Wait a minute. If I'm reading this correctly, that means if you eat enough Doritos, you could be invisible. Is that
Can you-
right? Did I read that right?
D-
'Cause
d- can
I
you
mean,
be
I'm
invisible, or does it mean that they no longer need to take an X-ray to figure out what's wrong with you?
Right. And you're like, honey, I can really see your heart. And she's like, oh, that's sweet. And you're like, no, I
Ew!
mean,
Oh wait, yes, you can. They've used a method to see the organs in a mouse's intact abdomen, glimpse the pulsing vessels surrounding the skull, and get an exceptionally clear view of muscle tissue through a microscope. Oh, with further safety and efficacy research, the method further safety and efficacy research of Dorito dye. The method may spur new scientific findings. Wow. Boost microscopy advances and improve medical diagnostic strategies and treatments. I would like to know how. How is it going to do any of those things? However, the point is you could eat Doritos and then you don't need a CAT scan. Is that what I'm finding? Like this I'm gonna post I'll post the link wherever you guys want the link to this story because I'm not making it up. It's an actual thing, right? And I would love to share, but it's just what I got for you today. Doritos.
so people that have insurance, the doctor will go, we're going to take some x-rays or do a CAT scan. People that don't have insurance, the doctor's like, I need you
Listen.
to eat 357 bags of Doritos and come back next Tuesday.
Right. I mean,
There you
imagine
go.
the what if it's like the same thing, you know how they give you that dye to drink when you are pregnant to do your blood sugar test? They're like, no dye for you. You just need to eat Doritos.
You got to do Doritos.
Take a look. Oh my god, that's so yeah, I also though I want to know if there's photos or video of them seeing the pulsating vessels on the rodent skull. Like what is that? Wasn't there like is that like Pinky in the Brain? I feel like I kind of want to see that.
But I mean, if you were to fall victim to these side effects from eating this, from having this dye and ingesting that much, then I mean, what would that do to you as far as say, UV exposure for being able to be out in the sun and all that kind of stuff?
Well, it does say it's
It,
temporary, and it also says they're still looking to study the efficacy and safety. They were pretty specific about how that's still a thing that they are looking into. They don't really know how they're going to deal with that yet, I guess, Kinsey. But it's temporary. It doesn't say how long it lasts, but God, be like. Listen, before we get to go here, I'm gonna need to take a look at the inside and make sure it's all what you say it is. So let's just get to eating those Doritos, my friend.
Federator put, I'm invisible. Wombat Mommy wants to know how many she has to eat. And she sees Rule 34 coming into play.
I mean,
Timmy,
wow.
and Timmy wants to know how long he has to wait till he can see his little buddy again.
Wait, shouldn't we
Well-
have enough people that has been well enough into the cannabis that they've had enough Doritos to where we should already be able to test this in humans?
I think maybe you just thought those people needed some sunlight, but maybe you could have seen through them given the right light. They haven't been out in a while, but I don't know. Maybe they just never thought to give it enough dye because it's the dye, right? I mean, we're being silly, but so if you gave a person enough dye for them to react this way, I don't think it would actually make you. I don't know.
I don't want to die.
No, but it would make how some people are I don't know how to describe it. If it could you can't change the color of your skin, but if it thinned it out, I don't know. What would it do? It would have to change the color of it. Like jaundice, only not a medical condition.
And do they shave the mice? Because mice, I'm pretty sure, have fur. So how do they know they're transparent?
That's
You know?
that's not part of it. I think you'd have to click on the link and further look into the study because
You have
that's
the
a little
low guy on the totem pole that's like the mouse shaver. He's like, yeah,
a
I'm
little
not really a
Well,
tech here. I'm just,
listen.
yeah.
I mean,
I
you
would
got
share
there's
the I would share the link. It's in Popular Science magazine. I didn't read the whole study. There's a lot of big words in that thing. It would take like a half an hour. And it's Sunday. I don't do anything
It's
more than
Sunday.
4 syllables on
you got
Sunday.
25-cent words in that.
I have to save my big words for the week, when I get paid.
Federator says, I can see this becoming a prank. Wake up transparent. You're sneaking it in the wife's drink or something like that. And then,
Yes. I feel like, I'm going to wake up and be like, I'm an X-Man. What?
I mean, put enough dye in there with the drink too, you can see when it takes effect.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, it's in Popular Science magazine, and I will share the link in our chat so that you can have it to share wherever you want for the people to see.
Wait, Wombat Mommy, my first job was shaving mice? And my wife cackles.
That's hilarious. I mean, wait, why?
At least it's not cats.
That's horrible. And what do you mean? How'd you know?
Oh gosh. Well, apparently Popular Science is low on the material for the magazine because it's talking about transparent mice. I don't know, but let's just say if it's not on the list of how to remove a rusty lug nut, we need to get Rusty to start taking the dye, and let's see how long it takes before he's somewhat transparent.
You can't already
Yes.
see through them.
Well, I mean, are we? No, Kinsey. Stop.
Troop, whatever. Yeah, we've had no whatevers on the show. It's horrible. It's weird without Rusty.
I mean, I don't have a hat on, so I don't feel right saying it without wearing a hat of some kind.
So, how did your talk go with the mayor?
I'm not gonna get anything out of it. I'm not happy. I learned a couple things. The mayor basically told me that I was reluctant to I was one of those people that just didn't like change. There was that. And then he told me to get on board with the innovation, right? And then he told me the decibel meters were $42,000 a piece. $42,000 a piece. They're wirelessly connected. They will take pictures of you, and the cameras are 360. So if I stand behind it and yell and make enough noise, it's gonna turn and take a picture of me, even though I'm behind it. I mean, I was so enraged. I'm just not gonna win though. I'm gonna have to see. The challenge now is how many tickets can I get from May 1st to October 1st between the hours of 2 and 10.
Right. So you're gonna yell and be like this, so they get the picture with the.
Timmy
I told him
says just eat Doritos, and then I can't see you.
There you go.
See
I
now,
told him that I
SoCal,
was
you'll be
going
so.
to enlist,
Oh, sorry.
I mean, I brought up everything. I'm like, you realize there's a Harley Davidson store here? Like you're saying they can't drive downtown. There's a biker bar in the quiet zone. Like what?
That's asinine. Yeah.
And I said, and why can you tell me why this whole thing was put in place as a city ordinance by the Safety Commission during COVID? They decided we needed noise meters. It was completely silent. Everything was shut down. And he's like, well,
Right.
you told me I was welcome. I was welcome to begin collecting the 10,000 signatures I would need to get it on the ballot to vote the quiet zone down. So it's up to me, kind of like guilty until proven innocent.
Right.
I'm welcome to try to fight it, but it's there and it was put there, and there's nothing I can do about it.
And this guy kind of sounds like an a-hole. So I said to her, your next question should have been, how many signatures to like get rid of you?
Right. Which I wish I had thought of that at the time. It's damn.
How many signatures to get rid of you, buddy? Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think, I don't know. This is not my first go around with the city of Valparaiso.
So the only thing that I miss about the lockdowns was the driving, because the freeways were so wide open.
Yeah, they were empty,
Yeah.
right?
It was
I
so
went to work
nice.
the whole time. I never shut down, and it was the weirdest thing. It did kind of feel like I was in the Twilight Zone because I was out and about and nobody else was. And I was like, wow, this is really weird. And I mean, I would get to work in like 18 minutes, and usually it's like 35 because not only
Right.
am I on back roads, but now there's really nobody out there. And I was like, hauling ass to work. It was great. It was great. I've never been so mad at a school bus than I was when COVID ended. I was like, God dang, school buses. Fuck. God, drive
Well,
me
and
insane.
the only thing we didn't have here was like the lockdown. So we live in like Mennonite country. So like Sundays and weekends and stuff like that, there's a lot of travel where they're traveling to go to church on Sunday. So they'll travel and go to families and stuff like that. So a lot of that was like they were out and about. There was no lockdown
Right.
with them.
Yeah.
You know.
Why would there be? They were probably fine.
And I think because we talked to our landlord who we rent from here, which is an amazing place, and we're blessed 100%. But I think they wound up actually getting the shots and stuff like that for it, which we didn't.
Really?
One of my kids did, but he got not the RNA one or whatever.
Not the mRNA one.
Yeah, but like we didn't, and they were talking about it or whatever. Like, yeah, no, we didn't do it. And like my wife, she worked for the post office, and I work for a company that basically like collects. New York State and a bunch of other states have like where you can collect cans and stuff like that through machines that you get deposit from.
Right.
And that's what I do is I service those machines. And so like we were considered, important to
Essential.
or whatever.
You were essential. Listen,
but again, I think that's
happen.
I think that's why we have like higher like I don't know, we fight off infections and germs and stuff like that more, because again my wife works at the post office, so she's touching everybody's stuff that comes through the mail, and you don't know what's through that, and I'm touching machines and stuff where everybody's slobbery cans are going through.
Well, I don't want to say it because we'll get kicked off YouTube, so I won't say it, but natural,
Right.
But if I say it, we'll get shut. The whole thing will get shut down.
Right.
Well, I mean, I did not miss a day of work and kept going because there's always freight to pick up and deliver and everything. But the thing is, anywhere off of my routes at the time, I lost like 3/4 or more of the places that I could stop and take a break. Even though
Right.
some of the businesses were open for a drive-through window, you are not let in the building. They hand things to you over there at the door, and God forbid that you're on one of them stretches to where you need to stop, go in, and use a toilet because their door is locked and you're not coming in.
And even after that, we had a bunch of locations that they couldn't hire the people back to have like sit down in the restaurant, like Wendy's and Burger King and stuff like that. Like they had the drive-through open, but they couldn't fill the the people, they couldn't hire the people to work in the restaurants. And all right, it's 9:02. We need to do our Warhorse
Yeah.
thing. So I'm going to do that real quick.
At Warhorse Legacy, we offer an equine-assisted method of healing, a unique form of therapy where participants engage with horses to improve emotional, mental, and physical well-being. Through the unspoken bond of these majestic animals, participants find trust, confidence, and a sense of purpose. Veterans and their families can benefit from our tailored programs that address issues like PTSD, anxiety, depression, and the challenges of reintegration. Our programs also include educational workshops, skills training, and recreational activities, all aimed at fostering resilience and building strong, supportive communities. At Warhorse Legacy Foundation, we understand the sacrifices our heroes have made, and we are dedicated to providing a safe, nurturing environment while healing can begin. Our family programs ensure that everyone, from young children to spouses, finds support and connection. Activities like group outings and community events help strengthen family bonds and create lasting memories. Visit us at warhorselegacy.org to learn more about our programs, hear testimonials, and find out how you can support our mission to honor and empower our veterans. Warhorse Legacy Foundation. Healing through horses, healing together.
Shit.
Well, there you have it. Oh, we just saw naked bodies.
We're back. Imagine that.
We're back.
Anyway,
Naked bodies.
well,
I didn't do it.
I depending on the body, I got no problem watching it.
Yeah, no, you don't want to
Hey,
see
whoa,
that. I'm
whoa.
so sorry about that. Thought I had time. And thank you, Beaver, for doing that. She has a couple of shows. Damn It with Beaver, where she tries to save puppies, and Beaver After Dark, where they talk about sweater puppies. Something like that.
There's crying in both of them, but the crying in Beaver After Dark is for a completely different reason.
Nobody's crying on Beaver After Dark. That's not happening.
No, they're dry heaving.
Well, I heard Rusty was. I heard Rusty was crying one night on Beaver After Dark. Was that wrong?
Was he crying?
Whining, pissing, moaning.
Oh,
something like that.
yeah, for sure. But like, yeah, but Beaver cries. So like on Beaver After Dark, there's crying. On Beaver After Dark, there's not that kind of crying. It's more like, yeah, I don't know. It's all Beaver's fault. I blame Holly. If anyone wants to know, just talk to Holly. It's Beaver After Dark, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, and I'm kicking myself for it. My wife brought this up, and I didn't know this. So, going back to Yellowstone real quick, Beth, that plays in Yellowstone, is actually Michael Landon's daughter, and I didn't know.
Really?
Right, and I did not know that.
Wow, that's interesting.
And again, I highly recommend the series, because the series is really good. It's gonna end abruptly without a conclusion to the series or whatever, but it's a fantastic, emotional, up, down, everything. It has everything in it.
I thought I heard a commercial that they were doing a new one recently.
I don't know, because like he quit doing the series because he was doing like a movie. He was coming up with a movie instead. So Kevin Costner, he was like, he didn't want to be part of Yellowstone because he was coming up with a movie. And he did the movie, and the movie got like, I think 11 people went to see it. Like, it was worse than our show. Like,
Wait, what?
I mean,
Man,
people watching it wise, it was worse than ours. We 59 people tonight on however this is reading it. Yeah, that's more people that showed up to
Ouch.
his movies or whatever. So I don't know if he's rethinking it and going to go back to it, but the series was fantastic.
I am not a Kevin Costner fan. The only thing I am a Kevin Costner fan is Dances with Wolves, because his monotone ass voice worked perfect in that movie, and I think he acted it well. But I've only seen a couple of his films because I remember the next one I saw was Robin Hood. I think he's in Robin Hood Men in Tights or something like, or just Robin Hood. I don't know. It's one of them.
it's not Men in Tights. It was a
All I know-
traditional Robin Hood movie.
All I know is I woke up and I heard him do this. I was sleeping. I woke up and I heard him say, "Stop, get off my land." And I looked at the TV and I said, "This is about, I mean, what?" And I turned it off. So he has a very monotone voice. I mean, hopefully he got better through the years. I don't really know because I don't really watch. But Dances with Wolves, most excellent.
He definitely doesn't do accents, and in fact, the guy who played in The Princess Bride,
He doesn't do inflection. It's just
Right.
Stop, get off my land. What the hell is that? I mean, no. Anyway, go ahead.
he was great. He was great in Silverado. So Silverado, which was a Western, he was good in that because he played like a mentally unstable person. But in Robin Hood Men in Tights, it's a joke.
What?
That the person, the guy who played Robin Hood in that was the main character in The Princess Bride.
Yes.
And one of the things in the Robin Hood Men in Tights was he was a better Robin Hood because he could do a British accent, which was clearly mocking Kevin Costner's absolutely lack of any kind of accent whatsoever in his Robin Hood.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not a giant Costner fan. So go ahead.
I think he was good in Silverado. I think The Postman was kind of cool. Waterworld, I think, is underrated, but that's just me.
Stop it.
But
I
But
can
no,
see
he's
Waterworld,
no-
but
so-
I haven't actually seen all of the Postman.
Are you happy? Are you happy now? You've gotten Kinsey to talk about a movie he likes, Waterworld. That's where you brought us to, Kirk. You're on the same page with Kinsey.
Oh,
yes.
good grief.
Waterworld is. I said I can see that.
So who is your favorite actor? And I'm open ending this. So Jen, who's your favorite actor? Who do you think is a fantastic across the board actor?
Okay,
Or
I have a
actress.
couple. Okay, I have a couple of them. The first one that just automatically comes to mind is Robert Downey Jr. I think he's fantastic. I really do. I don't care what anybody says. I think he's great.
Well, I think he plays a character good. There's some actors that have this one style of character that they can play awesome, but they can't just play any character. They gotta. I mean, something like that. Yeah.
Have you seen the spectrum of his movies, though? I mean, have you seen the spectrum of his movies? It's not the same character. Like, I get what you're saying. For example, let's take.
I mean, he's not as bad off as like Johnny Depp, for example.
Yeah, like Johnny Depp gets put into the same roles each time, right? Or what was the other one I'm thinking of? Excellent dude. I love him too, but he gets put in similar roles.
Are you
Matrix,
talking
except for
about
Matrix.
Keanu
Like
Reeves?
Matrix. Yes,
Mike
thank
Myers.
you. I could see his face, but I couldn't think of his name. And he's adorable, by the way. Excellent, dude. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but he
full
didn't
on.
say who's your favorite hot actor, right?
No, I know. I know.
Okay.
And so I'm not naming these guys. I'm saying Robert Downey Jr. has. What are you doing, Kurt? With that mic?
My microphone is
He's trying to
falling.
adjust his microphone.
No, it's
I'm-
falling.
I'm saying Robert Downey Jr. has done different roles, unlike those. There's a few actors that have kind of been put in the same niche.
Right, like Arnold Schwarzenegger is always Arnold Schwarzenegger. Vin Diesel, always Vin Diesel.
Sylvester Stallone, yeah,
Right,
especially in
right.
the action format.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just one off the top. I have many, but somebody else can go, please. I can't think right now of all of them because I like
there's a lot.
like old time actors too. I mean,
me too, right? I was going down that route, but then he was like, the most Colin Firth is a super talented actor, British guy. Don't know if you're familiar with him. He was in Bridget Jones's Diary. Maybe you've all seen that. A lot of other things. He's super talented. But if you're talking about all around can do anything, Hugh Jackman can do whatever you want him to do. I mean, he could Broadway, superhero.
Yep.
Real life. Yeah, I mean, he can do he can do whatever you want. He's pretty good. I'm trying to think too of like actual who the guy who played in Silence of the Lambs is freaking amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
and she's a good actress too, Foster. She's a good actress
Anthony
too.
Hopkins.
Yes.
He's like he would be one of my favorites. Like I don't think I've ever seen him.
Sean Connery as well. And for women I like Sandra Bullock and things like that. I'm sorry, go ahead, Kens.
I was going to say, as far as if you're pitching someone on their ability, I mean, I would say that the top from probably would have been somebody like Tom Hanks, even though I despise his political views and wish he would shut the hell up whenever it's not related to a movie.
Okay, well, he didn't ask that.
The spectrum that he has, but the spectrum that he has, the movies that he's been in, what he's done, I would say he's up.
Yeah,
see,
I mean,
that's what bugs me is people start taking people's political moves. To be honest with you, I don't know anybody's, and I don't give a shit. If you're an entertainer,
I don't care.
I'm there. Are you entertaining me? Are you doing your job as an actor? I don't give a shit about your political views. I don't, and that irritates the hell out of me. I used to get into an argument with one of our chill holes, or before about this because I happen to like Bette Midler. And she does not because of her political views. And I'm like, I could give two shits. I don't even know her political views. But as an entertainer, I did enjoy her. And I have sentimental value to the songs that she has sang. So that bugs. But anyway, sorry.
If you're going to say that you don't want to hear politics from actors and actresses, then you shouldn't care what their views are one way or the other.
Not when you're talking about their actual job, which is as an entertainer.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
if you're one of those people that says that you shouldn't have to listen to their politics, then you shouldn't care, right? I mean, just go. That's like saying you're not going to go see U2 because of Bono's politics. Are you kidding me right now? I would be unhappy if I had to listen to it after I paid for a ticket to go listen to Bono sing. But am I going to be mad that I have to listen to Bono be an idiot for 10 minutes when I'm still seeing U2? Probably not.
Kathy in the Berg says Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton's pretty good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Tom Hardy.
Oh, God. I didn't even think about Tom Hardy. God.
Gary Oldman, still living in the woods, says Anthony Hopkins. Brian Jackson says, I love Anthony Hopkins in Mask of Zorro. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, Anthony Hopkins for sure. Val Kilmer, like he's amazing.
Somebody said that too.
Yeah, he's like he did Jim Morrison from The Doors. You go back to like it wasn't Weird Science. It was like another one where it was like a comedy kind of thing. Like he was offbeat. Top Gun. He
my
was
favorite role, the one from Tombstone. Val Kilmer.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
Oh my God. Then we can talk
Doc
about Kurt
Holliday.
Russell too. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Oh my God. But I'm telling you, I love Val Kilmer in Tombstone. That's one of my top films. I love that film.
And he's one of the people that puts himself like completely into the role. Like he changes everything, inflection, the way he talks, he's not the typecast. He's not the same thing over and over and over again,
Right.
but he's phenomenal. Yeah. Anthony Hopkins, again, same way, 100%.
Right.
I hear
I think
Wesley
if-
Snipes is. I hear Wesley Snipes is like that, a big method actor. If he gets involved in a movie role, he
Yes.
is that during the entire time that they're doing the film. It's not like, okay, action and he turns into it. No, he keeps the character between the scenes and stays in it.
Yep.
So are you saying he actually believed he didn't know those taxes, and that's why he
Yeah,
went to
yeah.
prison?
They would say that when they would get notes related to the movie, it wouldn't be signed Wesley Snipes. It'd be signed Blade.
Denzel Washington's another one. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's pretty
And
good.
I just remembered another.
Do you
awesome-
still realize they're all men? Not one single person. We never said name your face. We did say, okay, wait. We said
I
actor.
said Sandra Bullock.
We said
and I
actor.
said,
So okay.
yeah, but I said Sandra Bullock in the beginning. I said as a woman, I like her. She's funny. Melissa McCarthy, I actually like too. I think she'd be. But you guys reminded me of somebody else.
She kills me.
Oh my God, she's great. Dang it, who was it? You guys, right before you said Denzel Washington, which I said as well. So good. I'll think of it, and I'm going to yell it out when I think of it. I'm just going to interrupt y'all because I'll forget.
Yes, Wombat Mommy, it was real genius. You're correct. Yep. With the Val Kilmer.
Kathy in the Berg says Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, yeah.
Yeah, but she kind of dropped off. Again, she was very good, for sure. She wasn't the same in everything.
Oh, that's going to bug
Sam
me.
Elliott, yeah. Brian Jackson, yeah. Sam Elliott, yeah.
Sam Elliott. Oh my God, I love him. Love him.
I'm not saying Sam Elliott would make me want to touch myself, but I'm not saying it also.
Yeah, but here we are going again, where you're expecting a similar kind of character, no matter what he's in.
No, I like Wesley. Still living in the woods. No, I like Wesley Snipes more because.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I thought we removed Rusty. Who let him back in here?
I don't know. I thought there was a restraining order in place.
Yeah, apparently Kirk didn't do his job of removing the rusty lug nut correctly. And Mr. I'm taking the night off.
Right?
You guys are having too much fun. I had to jump in for a minute anyway.
And
Ryan Reynolds, who I may or may not have a man crush on, just saying.
He came in
Ryan
to announce
Reynolds.
his bisexual feelings for Ryan Reynolds. Amen.
Oh.
He's fun too on Twitter, and him and Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like that. They're
Their
funny as hell,
interaction
though. Come
is
on. They're
fantastic.
funny. Yes. Yeah.
God, that's gonna bug the crap out of me. I'm gonna call you all at 3:00 in the morning when I remember who the hell it was, because I got a picture of a very serious role and a very funny role. And I'm like, he's amazing, and now I forgot. It's gonna bug the shit
no,
out of me.
you're
I'll
not,
need
because
to
I'm
text
gonna
y'all.
turn off my ringer.
So Brian Jackson
but
he pardoned me to let me in. Sorry, Kinsey, go ahead.
Okay.
I was getting ready to say, bringing up
Whatever.
Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, there is that reminds me, there was a bit of a conflict in doing that movie, and it wasn't between them. Wesley Snipes is also in that movie. Does anybody remember watching Blade Trinity?
Yes. Blade Trinity. You didn't
Blade-
see any of those, Erica? Freaking fantastic movie. All
You got Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes both acting in that movie, and apparently they freaking hated each other whenever they were doing that. But
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
somehow they worked it in there where both of them were in the latest, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, because Blade's character, being a Marvel comic character, is actually in the Deadpool and Wolverine. and
That's
they had to work
regrettable.
together again.
Um,
Yeah,
I just
that's
got to say, it's
regrettable.
freaking crazy. There's 61 people. They must all be over on Rumble.
No, there's nobody on Rumble.
Really? Where are we sitting? Maybe it's Twitter, I guess.
Wait.
I'm sorry, there's 3 people on Rumble.
We just went up to
What's up, Rumble
60. What
people?
happened?
Nobody's texting though, or tweeting, or whatever they do on Rumble.
I don't know where they would all be at. Maybe it's Facebook. I don't know. I don't know.
Is that why you came on here?
So Richard Gere and the woman that he played, he played the woman character in that. Was it Margot Kidder? I don't remember who it was, but in An Officer and a Gentleman, like she despised him.
Oh, really?
Like literally, yeah. Like
that would have
vitriolic
been really hard
of
because
him.
think of how intimate those scenes were. That would have been so hard.
It was such a good movie, and yeah,
Wow.
I can't fathom like.
I can't fathom hating him that much and not like
Mhm.
because she would have had to have been totally detached,
Right.
you know, and you certainly couldn't tell.
So I guess that makes her. That's it, Deborah Winger. So I guess that makes her. Maybe it was Deborah Winger, but that makes her that much better of an actress too. Then, because
Yeah,
you know,
because you would never know. You would never know.
no, in that movie,
No way. No way. No.
Gene Hackman is also a good actor. Kathy, love him. Really
Yeah.
good. He can play some really good roles. Woo.
Yeah, I've yet to see the Deadpool stuff, but I hear it is freaking hilarious. And
I have not seen the new one.
I have not seen the new one, but my kids made me sit down and watch the first one, and it was hilarious. I think we started the second one. Something interrupted us, but you do need to see them, Rusty. You'll enjoy them.
They bring in a lot of the actors in that were on some of the original X-Men movies that they had in there.
Okay.
I mean,
well,
so,
that don't mean
they're-
anything to me
they're-
because I've watched literally none of the superhero movies.
Yeah.
Literally
I
none
don't.
of them.
I don't.
I
watch
forgot
them.
that
And what
Meg
do you want to
Ryan.
see it? You just want to see it because you heard it was funny,
Yes.
Rusty? Okay.
Yeah, because Sean's the one that said, he said, dude, it's freaking hilarious. You need to watch it. And like,
amazing.
But it's surprising how many pre-Disney Marvel actors that you see in there that is in that movie.
And he pushed, like Ryan Reynolds pushed to make that the rated R movie and to keep it the Deadpool that the graphic novel was supposed to be. Like he pushed for that. He's like, no. Like and you go back and you watch the end credits or whatever, the series, and you see him like killing off his old characters from like when he was the first one. You know,
when he was the
it's
Green
hysterical.
Lantern, and when he was
Like he really pushed for it.
why, Brian? Why are you? What do you mean you're going to revoke my pardon? Why? What did I do?
Okay, first of all, Brian can't pardon you. Okay,
I think he can. I mean, he's a
Of
pastor.
what?
You know, he's a he's a man
You're
of God.
a reverend. What do you need anybody
okay.
to
So
pardon
what
you
is he
for?
pardoning you from?
I'm not sure, but he said he pardoned me, so I'm good. But
That's some.
no, so like,
That's. I mean, he's a
He
pastor,
can't
so I
pardon
can't
you.
say
You
it's
haven't
BS,
even done
but
your
it is.
penance yet.
TV, a TV show. We're still talking kind of like TV shows or movies or whatever.
Well,
A
you
TV
are.
show. I am. Sorry. The one that I've been binging here the last 2 or 3 days, and it's freaking hilarious. Two Broke Girls. Anybody?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's freaking hilarious. I had only watched like a couple of episodes, and then I just
Do they
lost.
have a cup, Rusty?
It's.
Do what?
I'll say it's not bad, but I would rather watch a episode of Big Bang Theory over Two Broke Girls any day.
Oh, Big Bang Theory. You can't. I mean, you can't mess with that.
I've
But
never seen that.
freaking
I
hilarious.
haven't
Don't,
either.
Jen. Don't
God.
waste your
I want.
time.
Oh, really? I want to see it, but I won't go in the middle of it. I have to go to the beginning. It's like a good
Yeah.
book series. I got to go back to the beginning. I can't just start in the middle of something. It'll bug the shit out of me. I can't
There
do
you
it.
go. Kathy agrees with me. Yes, love Two Broke Girls. Yeah, so I started at the beginning, and I'm like in season 2. It's freaking funny.
And going back to good actors or whatever, I got to go with James Spader. But
Yes.
every time I mention James Spader, my wife's panties shoot out her pant leg.
Yeah,
I like James Spader. I didn't
Well,
at first.
he
I
don't
think
have to be around. You just drop the name.
No.
Yeah. Nope. I just say the name and it's like,
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't have to be around. When is
Other-
no,
Yeah,
when is he
use
around?
it to your use it to your advantage.
so we each have our list of people that, if we're ever on an elevator and they turn around
you
and they
do
look at us.
You have a hall pass list?
No, and they turn around, look at us, and they're like, you wanna? Yep. James Spader, I think, is the top of her list.
Oh my god.
So,
I'm
and
dying. Who else is on the list? Who's on your list?
she has a free hall pass. I think what the hell? Who plays Jean-Luc Picard? Just because that's on her list too.
Oh my god. I said who's
on
on
your list?
your list?
Not-
And
not
you
my
said
list.
Jean-Luc Picard.
No.
And I
right.
was
I was worried for a
No.
moment.
I mean,
Yep.
he's nursing home material now. I
My,
mean,
my
good
list.
grief.
My list would be Ava Green, probably top of the list.
okay.
Gal Gadot. She's
Gadot,
probably
okay.
up there now. Yeah.
Gal Gadot,
Okay.
yeah.
hmm
All right.
Who are these
Um,
people?
Also,
She
the
played
other
Wonder Woman.
woman that played in The Secretary, Maggie, and I can't pronounce her last name, Glothan Hall.
Gyllenhaal.
Nailed it.
Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
Gyllenhaal.
Yep.
That's Jake. That's her and Jake Gyllenhaal, right? He's a pretty good actor. If
Good
you
night,
can
Timmy.
if you can play a serial killer,
Hi,
I
Timmy.
think, I think you're pretty good, right? Like I think that would be hard to play.
Jamie Lee Curtis for Mr. Berg? Oh,
No.
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 She was all right in Trading Places.
Come on, you guys. You can. Well,
What? We have to
I
like
think
Jamie Lee
she's
Curtis.
aged beautifully. No, I think she's aged beautifully. Have you seen her recently?
I didn't say she was ugly. I just don't think she's a good actress.
And I know
Oh,
how
I
to,
thought this was about a hall pass, not their acting.
Oh,
now it's
Yeah, are we
about
on the
shit.
actress list? or
You're
the hall
right.
pass
I'm
list?
sorry. I
Yeah,
jumped
no.
out of the hall pass. I jumped
Yeah,
out
no.
again. I
mean,
went
yeah.
back. I was.
I don't think they're
disturbed.
screwing them for their acting ability. I think they're screwing them for their looks. But I could be wrong.
So sorry.
Maybe
I was so-
Jess wants to see. Maybe Jess
I
wants
was
to see
so-
James Spader do a little Boston Legal. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I was absolutely revolted by the fact that Kirk would sleep with a cardboard box like Jamie Lee Curtis. That
Uh-oh,
I had
here
to
we
go
go.
to acting. I had to go to acting because I was like, oh, that I can't. No, that's like fucking the. Oh,
Oh,
And-
dang it!
I don't
Dang
think
it.
I've
I don't
already
think
said it.
Jessica's watched Boston Legal because I don't think she can make it through it.
That's like the wall. That
Okay.
wall. That's a wall.
Well,
Jamie
little
Lee Curtis is the
blacklisted.
wall.
I don't know what to say, but
Yep.
yeah, I don't think she wants him to pop out, start acting. I think she wants him to pop out in a different way. You know what I mean?
Jessica said she's Googling that now. I think she's Googling Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah, no, you don't have to concern yourself about Jamie Lee Curtis.
No, you don't. Do
Yeah,
not
no.
be concerned about Jamie Lee.
But I mean, y'all are
Cardboard.
completely passing up. So, like, the closest person that I seen to the time frame that my actors, I seen Gene Hackman, Kathy and the Berg said, but
Yep.
you got to go like a little before, like Cary Grant. I mean,
Oh,
only
Cary Grant is fantastic.
dude,
Yep.
and his range was unfreaking believable. Even though he hated doing the comedy stuff.
Cary Grant, that's not your actor. You're younger
I
than me.
Yeah, no,
I
but
said
I
Bogart.
love the era, the 40s and the 50s.
Okay,
my
so
era.
that's okay. You
Yeah,
wanna
I
go
said
in-
Bogart.
I don't
so
think he's
it's not.
talking hall pass.
No,
No.
I'm not talking hall pass. I'm talking.
Well, I mean,
good
Back
there's
to the
Rusty.
acting. Back to the acting. We're all over the place here. You're
Yeah,
either
we
screwing
are.
them, watching them, or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Either
but,
great at acting or apparently Rusty wants to bang Hugh. What was that, Grant? What'd you say?
Hugh Grant.
no,
Hugh
no,
Grant. Not Hugh Grant.
no.
Whole different person.
Yeah,
Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper's another good one.
yes, absolutely.
And
The
Bogart. Bogart,
So-
hello.
Sergeant York, fantastic movie. Fantastic movie.
Gary Cooper was actually in the Ayn Rand movie, The Fountainhead,
Yep.
that came out in 1949. It was a black and white movie, and it is probably the best black and white movie I think I've ever seen ever. And it was, so I don't know if anybody's seen the new the Atlas Shrugged travesty movies
Oh,
that they made. Like, they were horrific. Like, the acting was horrible in all of them, and they cut stuff off.
yeah.
Fountainhead, if you are an Ayn Rand fan, The Fountainhead is 100% a movie you need to watch.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
gonna-
the book.
I'm gonna watch
I
it.
can't watch
so,
it until I read it.
So I had I had the long version of Atlas Shrugged.
Ooh.
Wow.
I read
Do you know that they actually made a condensed version of that book?
Yes.
It is so long, so freaking long. I mean,
I love it though.
I only
it's
watched.
good.
I only
It's
read the
just-
condensed one.
she just goes into so much detail, and it seems like she repeats herself a lot in that book, just over and over and over and over. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is there. I mean, she could have did this differently. And the condensed version is much better because they take out all that extraneous bullshit. But-
You want it even, you want to make it even longer. I believe you can get it free as a LibriVox recording if you're wanting to listen to it.
Oh, I listened to it. It's like 80 hours long. I mean, it's
Oh my God.
unfreaking believable. Yeah,
And
it's
worth every fucking minute, Rusty.
it's good. No, it's good. It's good. It's just, God, she doesn't have
Oh
to
my
go into
God.
that much detail.
And so many of her other books, like The Anthem and stuff like that, like, and We the Living. So We the Living, they made a movie of that. It was an Italian group. So the only way you can see it is Italian with English subtitles. And it is fantastic. So it's like a woman who's like sleeping with like one of the aristocracy, and then like being with the man that she loves at the same time. But it breaks communism down and just the horrors of it and everything. It is such a good movie. And again, black
I
and
have
white,
s-
subtitled Italian, and it was banned in America for like years.
Yeah.
Wait,
I
so
have
Mr.
so
Mo-
much trouble sticking with any movie that you got to watch to have subtitles on there. If they're all the way through, that's like a no go for me. I just
Yes.
can't stay in it.
And Wombat Mama, yes. Sean Connery and Captain in the Hunt for Red October, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Mr. Mom
Mr.
way
Mom.
back said Emma Stone and Blake Lively, and I'm just wondering, is that your crush or is that the acting? Is that this you want to screw or want to act? And then John Wayne was brought up, Jimmy Stewart was brought up,
Blech.
Christina Hendricks, Christopher
I
Lambert.
I
Jeff Castle
hate-
said the late 80s Elizabeth Shue.
Really,
Hey,
Wombat
Vince
Mommy, Brendan Fraser. So you're saying I have a chance? You know, you're saying I have.
what you're
You're like
saying
Brendan
is I
Fraser.
have a chance.
Holy crap!
Might as well say Will Ferrell at that point.
Right?
I
I mean, Brandon Fraser did play in that movie where he gained a ton of weight. So yeah, Rusty, you got a chance.
right? Hey,
Okay, he's good in The Mummy, though. And The Other Mummy, and probably The Other Mummy.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Didn't he
Yeah,
play
I-
George of the Jungle?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Yes.
Not his greatest.
No. Well, he was in a loincloth. That's probably why Wombat Mommy says Brendan Fraser can get it.
the first movie of the Journey to the Center of the Earth, because The Rock, I think, was in the second one.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Wait,
And-
I remember. Robin Williams. Robin Williams.
Oh, Jessica loved Robin Williams, except any creepy movie he's in.
He's been in the
Robin
serious and
Williams
he's been in
does
the
have
comedies.
a good span. Yeah,
Yes.
he's got a great span. You
Yes.
ever watch him in Insomnia?
Yes.
Yeah, he creepy, evil, got the antagonist down
Yes.
pat.
Yes, he
Okay.
does. He does an
So
awesome.
doesn't that make him a good actor? And then you can take him in something like not the Honor Society. You guys know what I'm trying to say.
This is Doubtfire.
Dead Poet Society.
Dead Poet Society, and then take them
Right.
to when he's plays Jack, the little
Captain, my captain.
Well, and then he was in The Fisher King, wasn't he? And he was crazy.
So I'm saying he goes from very serious roles to obviously scary roles.
Oh,
I haven't heard of the film you guys have talked about, and then to funny roles. So he can hit them all. I do like.
You want to see something? Look up on TV series. He plays as a character from one of the Law and Order episodes, and he's an antagonist in that one as well, representing himself.
Huh. Yeah, Jessica can't do any of the creepy Robin Williams things. Like, Robin Williams is definitely a man crush for her, but the creepy one, no, she absolutely refuses.
What was the movie you said he was creepy in?
Insomnia.
Wasn't 1 Hour Photo one that he did as
Yep.
well?
Yeah.
God, he was good in that. He does an awesome, because comedians are dark. I mean, when they're they're out in front of the crowd, and they're usually very dark internally. Good Morning Vietnam was okay.
He was good in that.
Yeah, he was good in it, but the rest of the story around it, I didn't think was
So who watched Mork and Mindy growing up?
I did.
Oh, I remember that.
Love Mork and Mindy.
Kathy said Tim Curry is another yum yum. She says yum yum.
Yum, yum.
Kathy.
Well, at
All
least we
right.
know which category she's talking about.
God, and Tim
Yep, we
Curry,
know which
I mean,
category.
God, he's a really good actor too, but I don't yum Tim Curry.
Yeah, Tim Curry's good as an actor. Yeah, I could not
Yeah,
see
but not a
anybody
yum-yum.
yumming Tim Curry.
Well,
Yeah.
Kathy yum yums. So don't be putting down Kathy. She's
Yeah,
It's
don't
all
be putting
you,
it out.
Kathy.
Yum, yum.
Kathy, it's all you.
You don't.
You can have them all to yourself.
So has anybody seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
I have not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
What?
So I rented it. No, I think I actually purchased it because on Amazon, because it was like, it has such a great review. Everybody loves it or whatever. So I purchased it, which was, I don't know, like $3 more than renting it or whatever. So I watched it. I'm like,
Kirk.
this is horrible. I don't.
No.
Maybe
It's a
cult
cult
film.
classic. It's not
It's a cult
It's
film,
not a
yes.
great movie. It's a cult classic.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
So
all-
So that was my thought, was maybe seeing it in the theater and like
Yes.
all the audience participation and everything. Then
exactly.
Time Warp, the song was like one of my favorite songs for like forever. Like when Halloween rolls around, that one kicks out. And I love the song. But I watched the movie and I'm like, I can't believe I bought this instead of rented it, because now I own it and I don't want to own it.
The movie shit.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show experience is not in just the movie. It is
Right.
the whole entourage, the whole crowd in there watching the movie. Some of them have certain sections of the movie that they chant or go right along
Yes.
with.
Right. Like the
and
experience of
that's
that
what it's
is
for.
going at midnight on, you
Yes.
know, and seeing it.
The way,
And-
the way everyone's
Yeah,
dressed, and the
that's-
makeup.
That's
Yeah.
the way to do it.
There's-
Otherwise, it really doesn't
It's a
make a
dumbass
whole
movie.
lot of sense.
Yes, it's a dumbass
Yeah,
movie. I'll say in Balboa, California, we have there's a dedicated theater just to Rocky Horror Picture Show, and you can go there anytime. I also think it's done at midnight or something. It's they might have different hours. I don't even know if it still exists, but it definitely did, and people would go there. So it's the experience. Because I'm with you, Kirk. Bob was a big fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I did not see it in a theater like that. I saw it as a film, and I thought, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
Bob said, "Oh my God, you don't get it though. Like you have to throw pot." I don't give a shit. This is horrifying.
Right.
Somebody should put on the front of the thing as a label. This needs to be seen in a theater with the people.
Yeah, you can't just pop it in the VCR and be like,
No,
all right,
it's
that was
horrifying.
great. No,
No, it's the worst
no.
ever. Worst
No.
ever.
Still living in the
And
woods.
we-
I want to be a part of your cult, my friend. Let's founder of the cult, titties and whiskey. Yes, absolutely.
Well, unfortunately, Rusty, you're you'll never see the titties because you're so deep into the whiskey that your head's dropped down all
Come
day
on, they'll
long.
see the titties. All Rusty's got to do is lift his shirt up about halfway. I mean, there you
The
go.
only titties are moobs.
Right?
No.
So Jessica writes, he watches stuff that I block. Right. That is 100% correct. So like Pink Floyd The Wall, I love the album. I will play it beginning to end on loop for like forever.
So let me tell you this. All right. So the album that you get, Pink Floyd The Wall, is completely different, but all of the same music as Pink Floyd the soundtrack. And what I mean by soundtrack is in the mid 90s, we rented Pink Floyd The Wall, and I taped the audio from the movie, which is completely better, 100%.
And I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Jessica's like, no. she comes out and I'm watching it, and she looks at it and she goes, the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't do drugs, like none, zero. She doesn't do drugs, like none, zero, or whatever.
Well,
But
now
I
you got
love the
inspiration, too.
movie, and I love the album.
Bob does
You
too.
know, that you can Spotify or whatever, but it just nope.
And he'll play it
so-
for hours, just like you. You guys should be roommates. Oh my God. Because he also loves the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but he could give you the experience. I don't want it. No thanks. It's the worst. Rocker.
And still living in the woods. You know, Pink Floyd's The Wall is so not my thing. Why couldn't they have made a movie of the Dark Side of the Moon? And it's funny because the Easter thing that Glenn Beck does of the Dark Side of the Moon is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you another one, Pink Floyd, that is so much better is Animals. That is a fantastic freaking album.
It is a good album.
It is freaking phenomenal.
And Wombat Mommy, I love the album Tommy by The Who, but I don't think I've ever seen it. So I may have to, I'm going to have to add that to my repertoire.
Yeah. You should probably see Tommy the Musical. There's nudity, FYI.
There's boobies? You're saying there's boobies?
She's not allowed to watch
She said there's nudity, so you might get scarred.
Oh, well.
So there might be D's too, Rusty,
Oh,
who is
yeah.
not available tonight, who's evidently available tonight.
These
Yeah,
nuts.
it's evidently available tonight. God.
Y'all were having too much fun. I just couldn't stay back here.
Well, we were going to debut.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Whatever.
I know.
We might have to wait for next time. We were going to debut a game that definitely involves the audience. It has everything to do with the
yes.
audience, but I think we don't have.
Well, I mean, y'all had the
we
blah
got
blah
less than
going on
15
so
minutes
hard.
left.
So.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. So, audience members, just be aware we're going to debut another game, and it's all via chat. So we'll just have some fun with it and see how it goes.
And we'll have to test it out midweek and get it all set up.
No, we'll do it. We'll do it. And Wombat Mommy, have I ever seen Shock Treatment? No, I haven't. And she also put What is Your Horrid Rock Opera? So so I love Repo Man, the rock opera,
Oh my god.
where people basically are like purchasing internal organs for themselves, and when they can't pay it, they get repossessed. And Sarah Brightman, who's an opera singer, sings in it. And to me, it's a fantastic movie. I love it. It's like Repo Man, the rock opera. And
That's
Sarah
interesting,
Brightman
yeah.
has an amazing, amazing voice.
Oh, Kathy, boobs are hanging low. Oh,
Uh,
I don't know.
no, I have not seen Shock Treatment, so I'm gonna have to look that up too. Wombat Mommy.
So,
I've not seen Devil's Carnival. Has anybody seen The Serpent and the Rainbow and Jacob's Ladder?
Yes, both.
I think I have. Yeah, I've seen Jacob's Ladder, but not The Serpent and the Rainbow. I don't think.
Okay, so when I first moved into Jessica's house, because this is how we met. So her mother was a nurse formerly,
Too much.
or whatever. Jessica's going too much information. So I had surgery, and her mom could like address the wounds or whatever. So I moved in there or whatever, and that's how Jessica and I met, and we fell in love and blah blah blah. But while living in their house, I watched.
You make it sound
watched-
so romantic.
I watched. Well, I'm condensing it because she's over there going too much,
Zip it.
too much, too much.
Yeah.
So I watched Serpent and the Rainbow because I loved the movie. I thought it was a fantastic movie. Her father,
My stepdad didn't sleep for a goddamn week.
her stepdad, yeah. So I woke up the next morning and come downstairs to get breakfast, and her stepdad, with a cup of coffee in his hand and his hair like this, turned around and looked at me, and he goes, "You're an asshole." And I went, "What?" He goes, "That movie that we watched last night," he goes, "Yeah, I couldn't sleep at all. And for
That's
a week,
funny.
he could not sleep because
Oh,
of
no.
that movie."
What
Okay,
was
yeah.
the movie?
Serpent and the Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Oh, Serpent and the Rainbow. I don't even think I've heard of that.
I can't remember if it was that or Jacob's Ladder. It was one of the two. And Jacob's Ladder had,
Jacob's Ladder was freaking fantastic and disturbing all at the same time. It was a good freaking movie.
Yeah.
So
it
was Jacob's Ladder the Vietnam one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it was Jacob's Ladder. That's the one that I watched. And her father was a
no.
Vietnam veteran.
No.
Oh wow.
Yes. So yes.
God dang, Kirk.
Yes. I completely crushed that man's
So
sleep.
bad,
like
Kirk.
2 weeks.
Damn.
God.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That is
Still
so-
Living in the Woods said those are very different movies. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know. I need
Yeah.
to see it.
They are
Um,
very different movies.
So my mom and they were gonna go see the new God dang it, the new Beetlejuice movie, but then they realized it was PG-13 and they were going to take my little granddaughter, so they went and seen something else. But has anybody seen the new Beetlejuice?
No, didn't it
have
just
not.
come
No.
out literally like This weekend?
I don't.
Yeah,
know
I
if
think
I'm
I
or
think
not.
within the last
No,
few,
but I do want to see it. Yeah.
I do too. I desperately want to see it.
I am going to
freaking
wait
love the first
until
one.
I hear, for some reason, I just don't know if I'm going to want to watch it. I'm going to wait until I hear approval from somebody that I know first.
Serpent in the Rainbow was where his scrotum was nailed to a chair. I don't know that
He
I
is
want to.
correct.
I
Yes,
don't
that
wanna
is that is correct.
So is
Wow.
that the one that had the Cosby chick in it from the Cosby Show?
Cheers, Bourbon Bounty. What's up, brother?
Dear
one
Lord.
of the actresses in one of the like creepy movies like that was So the cast from like the Cosby Show, like after the grown girl had moved on or whatever,
Right.
she wanted to not be typecast. So I don't remember which one it was, but like it was like very, very pornographic. Like the
Robin,
movie that
whatever was her name, right? Robin,
what was that?
What her name was? Robin something, right? Her name?
Yeah, Lisa Bonet.
That's it.
Oh, Lisa Bonet. Why
Yeah.
did I think Robin? Yes, Lisa Bonet. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. That's what I saw in my head. Yes, perfect. Oh, Wombat Mommy said that. She's a plethora of information.
Yeah. If you want to know about movies, you talk to her. Yeah, 100%.
Wombat Mommy's on it.
I mean, if you're seeing boobies from Lisa Bonet, that's like she's like.
You saw more than boobies with her. Yeah, like it was.
I mean, you know, whatever.
Like,
right?
Yeah.
See, that's
like,
how I felt about the whole Jamie Lee Curtis thing. That's like a piece of cardboard.
Yeah, yeah. Bourbon Bounty says, I really don't want my scrotum nailed to a chair, but depends on the cause.
Oh, good grief.
Would it have to be heavy?
No, that's never a good thing. It doesn't depend on the cause. No.
Like
Oh my
she
God.
would have to be heavy, or
I don't.
He did not specify. There was no specification.
Talk about getting nailed.
Timothy Ratliff, thank you for every week. He is in here. He is a Patreon. We love you,
He's
Timothy.
amazing. We love you, Timothy. Lots of love. Always.
So did Wombat Mommy laugh out loud when his scrotum was nailed to the chair?
Yeah,
Probably.
she did.
Yes,
She's a dark
come on.
one.
Nothing like putting a nail in a piece of wood.
But
They nope, they hit the berries, not the twig.
Yeah.
I love how Wombat Mommy says her mom was dressing you and you fell in love with Jessica.
I know. I was like, hold on a second. Yeah, she probably. Were we talking about? Wait, was he with Jess's mom and ended up with Jess?
No.
No. Jess's mom was nursing him back to health. He fell in love with
he left it way too wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
will
did.
say this: her mom saw my ass before she did.
Well,
So,
there is,
I'll
but
say that.
nurses
Well-
are different. Like they
But-
see the naked body,
Well,
they don't
you
see
know, they
it
do
like
things
that.
different up in New York. You know, whatever.
Oh, whatever.
Sorry.
You live in Alabama. Didn't you go bang your cousins
Hey,
or something?
Yeah, he had a date with his cousins.
With a
Second
sledgehammer.
cousins are
I mean,
legal.
yeah. Rusty and I
Second
went to
cousin
it.
is
Rusty
legal.
went
my
to a
God.
family reunion and came back with 5 first dates.
Oh,
Look, second cousins are absolutely legal. I looked it up, you know, to make sure. And
He's like, this is my girlfriend and cousin Sarah.
yeah.
we got the
Wow,
same
Miss
last
Barbara
name, so
D.
it's
I
not
love you, Miss Barbara D.
Barbara.
Yes.
Hey,
You're doing
Barbara.
well, my dear. That is the longest Patreon member right there. She has supported us from the very beginning. We love you, Miss Barbara.
Yes.
And I
And,
ask behind the scenes every time about Barbara. Just for the record, Barbara. Behind the
Yes.
scenes, I'm like, has anybody heard from her? Because I miss Barbara.
Yes.
Yep. We love you, Miss Barbara. Bourbon Bounty says, not all bodies are created equal. What? I know. Whatever. They're all
but
equal in my eyes. I'm just saying. Oh, yeah.
sometimes we marry up, though, Bourbon Bounty. So there's that.
Right. And Rusty, I mean,
Yep.
listen, ladies, don't let Rusty talk nothing. Rusty likes all kinds of body. All kinds of
That's right.
bodies.
That's right. Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Mom says Uncle Daddy. I love that. Uncle
Uncle
Daddy.
Daddy.
My brunkle.
I mean, the worst part about Rusty's problem is that he's got to leave town to go out because he doesn't want to be taking his cousin out and run into his cousin at the movie that he took out
Right.
last night.
Yeah, because they'll be
That way his
fighting.
cousin knows he's cheating on his cousin with his cousin.
Right. They'll be fighting
Right.
and stuff. So we got to
Right.
go, a little.
Can't be throwing down. Next thing you know, Rusty's banned from the family reunion because all the girls are mad. Oh, Rusty. Oh my God. You got to keep it in your pantsuit. You can't be knocking up multiple cousins at one
Kathy
time.
in the Berg, Auntie Sissy.
Oh, Kurt,
Mr. Mom, I
that-
like my women like I like my bacon thick. Oh
Thick.
yeah, you got that right.
and Kirk that mommy said Lisa Bonet
Yep.
wasn't serpent in the rainbow, it was angel heart.
Angel Heart. Yep. Wow. And that was an interesting movie.
Wombat Mommy bringing the smarts in here.
She knows movies, man. I'll tell you what.
We need to have her on more if we could get her on here more. I mean, dang it,
It's not
Wombat
like
Mommy.
we haven't asked her to call, and she has like once or twice.
She
right?
has. She's
Yeah.
jumped on a few times. You know, it's like
For sure.
pulling teeth. You got to get her to. I don't know. I think you got to get a few drinks in her first.
Oh, why don't you just make fun of her while you're trying to get her to come on the show?
We love Wombat Mommy. She brings everything to the table. Whatever.
I love how Erica is literally frozen drinking that Coke, yet she's talking. So it's so amazing.
Right.
How are you
I mean,
talking?
that's
So
a
Erica
ventriloquist
also
trick.
has Spectrum internet, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, my video is moving.
How is she
It's not-
talking?
Yeah,
No,
it's
it
not
ain't.
here. You're frozen.
Look at
Oh,
YouTube
Yeah,
Well,
though.
you're
If
frozen
you can,
like
look
this
on your
with the ball.
phone.
There you are. Now you're back.
Oh, there you
There
are.
you go.
I was
But
like,
look at YouTube on the phone real quick because you're still frozen.
oh, that's amazing. Oh, but as long as you could hear me, we're
Yes.
good.
That's right. Miss Barbara is still in rehab, but coming along. Good deal, lady.
Oh, that-
Good deal.
All
That's
right.
good. I was just thinking that
What
was
was
a
it?
hell of
That
a talent
drinking
that you
binge
could
she
have-
was on?
that you
I
could
didn't
have
think she
something
was-
in your mouth and still speak so perfectly. I was thinking,
Yeah.
damn, that's a talent, girl. That's a
I
talent.
am. I'm working on ventriloquism. I'm thinking about a new art form, maybe.
And
Look up when you talk to us,
Exhibition
Erica.
art, right? Because not very many people can do that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Erica, look up at the camera when you talk, okay?
Yeah, no, she can't. She's frozen again. You would think those people in Florida could get better internet, but whatever.
I'm not
If she
in
was only in
Florida.
Florida, but she's not in Florida.
Oh, that's right. She's not in Florida. Okay, well,
It's them Hoosiers.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh
what to
my-
tell you. Sorry.
I just think swallowing and speaking with perfect diction is amazing.
So Barbara's in rehab. Is she getting cured off the wild turkey or?
yeah,
I don't
well, it was the
know.
meth. It was the meth and the cocaine, but
Meth
she
and-
promised
meth
that
and
she's going
coke,
to stay
yep.
off that now, and I hope you are staying away from that, now, Barbara. So what y'all will about Spectrum? They brought fiber out to my area where no one else would. I'm down and happy. Okay, all right. Well,
No,
that's
that's
cool.
true. But I got to say something, still living in the woods. I was cracking up because today there was a commercial. By the way, I paid for no ad Hulu. And so during the ad that I'm paying for to
Paid
not
not to
have,
have.
yeah, Spectrum has this commercial about how deprioritized. And they said, they kept
Nailed
putting on
it.
these stickers like, we make you a priority. And I'm like, and right when they said that, my internet went out. And I started busting up and I'm like, yeah, you certainly make us a priority. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's been better for the last hour. That's good. The first hour, I only got parts of your all stories, and I'm just like, I am so lost on where you all are.
All right. So Barbara D was talking to Wombat Mommy, not being funny. I'm learning how to walk again because I depended on the wheelchair too long.
Oof.
Well, honey, I am
Wow.
praying for you, dear. Mr.
Girl.
Thomas Anderson, he is in the show with us right now. He's jumped in here. Thank you, sir. Yeah.
We're
Oh, Erica.
How
Damn,
long-
Erica jumped out. Erica, she'll be back in a second. Who wants to invest in Reflect Orbital with me? Am I right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you,
Well,
Wisdom.
No, I think Erica would definitely want to.
How much longer are we going? Because aren't we pretty much at the?
Yeah, we're
normal
past it.
ending
Hey,
point now?
look, we can go as long as we want. We got to get Miss Erica
Well,
back in
I
here
gotta
because
get
I know
back
she
to
wants to talk. Well, go to bed.
And
I didn't
we
say go to bed. I said I got to go to work.
Oh,
has
well,
to
go to
work.
work.
and still living in the woods. Yeah, we have Spectrum here, and yeah, we're on very good internet now. Yeah, So I feel bad for Jen because her internet is basically dial-up, but ours is not. J-May popped in.
Thank you, Jamie. Nobody listens to me. It's okay. I'm used to it. I thought it personally was pretty hilarious, but that's me. I cracked myself up.
So-
Who needs an audience?
J-May says, and SoCal totally said Erica was swallowing with perfect diction, and everyone missed that but me.
Ken's, are you going right now? Oh, I guess.
Evidently.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to work. I got to drive all the way up from the bottom side of Kentucky up to the top side of Ohio.
Oh, good grief.
Well, you have a very safe trip.
Please.
Yes, Kenzie, you be safe.
I
Is Erica coming back?
got you with me. So long as I don't lose signal. If I have a wreck and die, you'll hear it. So we'll be good.
Is she back? Are you checking backstage, Kirk, that Erica is not sitting back there waiting?
I'm looking, but I don't.
He has not showed back up.
Okay.
But we can do the outro. I'm all good with that.
We can also go backstage if you want. We can, if anybody wants to hang out backstage, we can do that. We got to put the link. Hold on, let me see. Invite. I'll put the link in chat if anybody wants to hang out for a little while because I don't have to go to work.
And Kick is still not connecting, Rusty.
I know. I don't know what's going on with that, man. I have redone it and redone it and redone it. I don't know what's going on. I hate it, but. So there is Whiskey Wisdom, Jeff Castle, still living in the woods. If you guys want to jump in here and talk, J-May, Barbara, Wombat Mommy, y'all can click that link there. You know what? I can pin that to the top. No, well, I guess I can't. I guess I got to be. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta make myself a mod. But there it is. If y'all want to jump in here, we'll hang around for 30, 45 minutes and chat if you want to.
And then remember, next week we'll debut that game. So make sure to tune in next week. We'll have some fun, more conversation, more fun, a little bit of gameage, and maybe some more of Erica swallowing and speaking at the same time.
Yeah, still living in the woods. I mean, you ain't got anything to do. You could jump in here, buddy.
Wait, what's Erica going to be swallowing?
Diction.
Swallowing.
Love you, J-May.
Diction.
J-May's she's been working on the railroad. Night, you.
She's done for tonight. Yeah.
Good night, J-May. All right, so I'm gonna run the outro. SoCal, great idea for the game. Wow, we just wound up actually talking and having fun, and
which is great. And that's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, what? It's just got a good flow right now. Don't interrupt it. But I did want to interrupt it before it ended just to at least promo it, So it worked out well.
Hey guys, if you would hit the like button, maybe make a comment under the show after we shut off, that would help out. 63 people freaking watching. So we've got we got 48 people over on the X watching us. That's freaking awesome.
Well, there's 62 showing up in here. And Barbara, thank you. Thank you for coming in. And yes, honey, you get them legs under you.
Keep fighting the fight, girl.
For you 100%.
Yes, keep fighting the fight. We love you, Barb. We're rooting for you. All right. So how about we just shut down? You want to shut down now the live and
Yeah, we will. We're going to shut it down. I put the link in there. Maybe I'll stick it in here again.
Yep. And we're going to do
if y'all want to have a camera still living in the woods, just come on with audio. It's fine.
Look, you come in here still in the woods. You ain't got to have a camera. You can just talk to us, buddy. Come on.